get a gun at a gun show. I guess it's much easier to get a gun at a gun show than it is going to like a Walmart to get one, even though people can just walk up into Walmart, grab one, and go home. So they had this filibuster, and the resolution they got was that, okay, we will make it more difficult for you to purchase a gun. So, it seems like common sense. After the tragedy that happened in Orlando, the shooting in the nightclub where 49 people were killed, you figured they would want to make it safer for people. So, of course, being the Twitter person that I am, I just saw this breaking news. It happened about 7 minutes ago. They blocked the measure, which means if you are able to get a gun at a gun show easily without getting a background check, you're still able to get the gun. And let's look at some of the comments. Let's see. Hokies says, Republicans want Americans to die. Someone else, Luke the Revolution, put Democrats defending Islam want Americans to die. George W. Bush wasn't a Democrat, but you keep trying. Get with the times and post the Islam sympathizing from the current president. I don't understand how people can be want the same thing, want the same goal, which is to make Americans safer, but have two radically different opinions on how to do it. Like, no matter, even if you're for guns, even if you're for the NRA, and my father is for the NRA, he told me just yesterday he joined the NRA, he plans on buying a gun this year. I'm excited for that. Let me applaud him. I'm excited about getting into an argument with him and potentially having a gun pulled on me. Anyway, so there are some people who just want to blame Islam on the 50 people getting killed. And even if you want to blame Islam, shouldn't you say, okay, it was Islam's fault, let's take the guns out of people's hands so it doesn't continue? That seems like common sense to me. I just feel like people are more concerned with greed than they are about safety. It's interesting that people will risk their lives because they're that greedy, or they don't think anything will happen to them because they're that greedy. Well, you can't expect Republicans to hurt gun profits with all of the gun lobby money they've accepted. I agree with that too, as well. I really want to know what Donald Trump is going to say about this, or if he has anything to say about this, because lately everything he said has been used against him, and it's basically causing him this upcoming election. Hillary Clinton will be the next president unless Donald Trump does something drastically, and Donald Trump did fire he fired Lewandowski, his campaign manager, today. He fired him Monday. Applaud that. His campaign manager is fired. And reports say that it's because Ivanka Trump, his daughter, convinced him to do so. So the president of the United States is taking advice from his daughter on how to handle his campaign. Does this mean that she's going to be the first female president? I don't know. I just think it's really unfortunate that we've gotten to this point where Trump is so messed up that he is just firing people in the last minute. You don't fire your campaign manager this close to the election. Yes, it's in November. It's a couple months away, but you still don't, change his whole campaign. Make America great again. I guess he's going to have to figure out a new way to do that, because the current way he's doing it now is not going to hold any water. I'm just tired of I'm tired of the rhetoric. I'm tired of the jokes and the insults, and I'm tired of how nasty he's made people in society become. Nobody gets along with anybody anymore. Everybody's like, it's just such a hateful. Ever since he came on the scene, yes, we used to people, liberals and conservatives All that stuff used to be issues from way before Donald Trump. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying that it got intensified greatly ever since he's came on the scene and said, "I want to run for president." It's disheartening, but it's true, and now it's imploding from the inside. So Ted Cruz couldn't get nominated. They couldn't get anybody else, any other Republicans there. And Donald Trump is stuck with what you got. And meanwhile, on the Democrat side, Hillary Clinton is all that you have. And WikiLeaks saying that they have a lot of her emails and they're going to release them. And if they have them, then it's obvious that the FBI should have them. And, she may get, instead of getting Bernie Sanders to maybe run for president, we may have the first female president who's been indicted. It's going to, it's just crazy what's going on right now. I don't know what to think about either of them. The Donald J. Trump campaign for president, which set a historic record in the Republican primary, having received almost 14 million votes, has today announced that Corey Lewandowski will no longer be working with the campaign. Trump spokeswoman Hope Hicks, I laugh every time I hear that, Hope Hicks said in a statement Monday, "The campaign is grateful to Corey for his hard work and dedication, and we wish him the best in the future." That sounds like a way WWE fires its wrestlers. It's like we've come to terms to release John Cena. We wish him the best in his future endeavors. It's almost like everything about him seems not real. It's just really not real. According to this report on CNN, it was Ivanka Trump's husband, who also is part of Trump's campaign, who really bumped heads with Lewandowski, and I guess he tried to put out negative media about Ivanka Trump's husband, and she just finally had enough of it, and she, basically told Dad it's time to let him go, and it took her a Sunday. I guess she had to talk to him before the NBA Finals because, of course, Trump wouldn't be listening. Basketball's on. So she had all afternoon during Father's Day to talk to him and explain to him that she wants him gone, and Trump agreed. So what is Ivanka's role as the candidate's daughter? The candidate's daughter played a pivotal role in convincing Trump to take action against Lewandowski. She had been critical of Lewandowski for months and was not the first time she had leaned on her father to part ways with his top aide. Contributing to Ivanka Trump's recent dissatisfaction with Lewandowski were intensifying tensions between Lewandowski and Ivanka Trump's husband, Jared Kushner, an influential force behind the scenes. One source said rumors swirled that Lewandowski had attempted to plant negative stories in the press about Kushner, a final straw for Ivanka Trump. By this point, Eric Trump, Ivanka Trump's brother, had already reached a breaking point with Lewandowski and expressed his frustration about the campaign operations to his father, according to a senior campaign source. It was ultimately Ivanka Trump who sat down with her father on Sunday and convinced him to let Lewandowski go, even offering an ultimatum of sorts about her own continued involvement with the campaign. So she basically said either Lewandowski goes or I go, and Trump said, "Okay, I think it's good. It's fantastic that I will decide to fire him and let him go." And she just, and so she basically strong-armed Trump. I thought Trump was the strong-armer, though. I don't know. There's so many things going on. You can't really, I don't know who's who, what's what. It's not even worth it to me anymore. I just can't wait for whoever to be president, and if you're going to be indicted, or if you're going to be whatever it is you're going to be, just let it happen, and let's get the country in order, because the country's not going to be in order with either of these two, I believe, in office. It's going to be business as usual with Hillary, and it's going to be imploding from the country, inside out of the country, with Trump. So there's that. Also, we want to talk again about this, the third Oakland police chief, who is out of the job now in Oakland, and is busy, I think, is 8 days? I could be wrong. I think it could be more or less than that. Oh no, has gone through 3 police chiefs in 8 days. And this is the Oakland Police Department. So when you hear people complaining about what's going on in the police force and why people don't trust police, you can point to Oakland Police, the Oakland Police Department, and their handling of race matters and prostitute matters for that much. I'm going to play a clip here from the prostitution scandal that's been going on, and then I'll have my thoughts right after.
Tasha Martinez. More than a dozen officers in Oakland, California are facing criminal investigation for their part in an alleged prostitution scandal with an underage girl. On Friday, the Oakland Police Department lost its third police chief in 8 days. According to Time, acting police chief Paul Figueroa has reportedly stepped down after only 2 days on the job. Mayor Libby Schaap insisted that Figueroa's resignation had nothing to do with the recent prostitution scandal, with more than 24 current former police officers accused of relations with a prostitute named Celeste Watt before she was of legal age. CBS News reports that an investigation into the scandal started in September of 2015 after Officer Brennan O'Brien admitted to having sex with Watt while she was underage before he committed suicide. Figueroa is reportedly only taking a leave of absence and has been asked to return as a captain instead. In the meantime, officers will report to the city administrator as Mayor Schaap believes that this is an appropriate time to install civilian oversight. I want to assure the citizens of Oakland that we are hell-bent on rooting out this disgusting culture. Per Time, she also criticized the Oakland Police Department's toxic macho culture and plans to get rid of the bad apples. That's your news for now. For more of today's top stories, subscribe to Complex on YouTube.
And there we have it. So the police probe with this underage prostitute that they're calling her now. She's actually a daughter of another police officer. In 2015, Oakland officer committed suicide and left a note admitting to a relationship with this girl who was 16 when she began sleeping with other police officers. He was married, and I don't know if the wife found out about it, but I guess this is what happened. The woman is the daughter of a police dispatcher, not an officer. I guess it's the same thing. And the investigation into her contact with officers has now broadened to encompass multiple police agencies across the area. At least 4 law enforcement agencies have opened internal investigations into the woman's claims, which she has backed up with text messages. So not only was she caught up or sleeping with these guys were foolish enough to be texting her. Let me give you some advice for all of you players out there. If you are going to be in a relationship with someone and they know that you are married or anything else, do not be texting, because that's incriminating evidence. I mean, really, a police officer would be foolish enough to do something like this. Anyways, you shouldn't be cheating anyway. Let me say that and get that out the way before my wife kills me. Applaud that. So, the woman who USA Today is not identifying because she may be the victim of multiple sex crimes has made multiple references to the investigation on her Facebook to television reporters. She did not respond to a request for comment, but told KPIX TV that she had slept with at least 3 officers while she was 16, which would be statutory rape. So we have these Oakland police officers who are sending racist text messages to each other, then texting 16-year-olds to sleep with her, and then beating up people unjustly. And we wonder why the public image for police officers in this country has taken such a huge blow. It's so bad that in 8 days, 3 police chiefs have said, I'm not dealing with this mess at all. You can't pay me enough. And I don't blame them. I would really not. Now, this last police chief who resigned, he said he'll come back as a captain, but he doesn't want to have any part or anything to do with what is going on. And, good for him, because I wouldn't want to be associated with any of that stuff. So, this girl, she has been, I saw a couple of the interviews, and she really sounds like, I feel bad for her. She sounds like she wants attention, but she wants to be known for something more respectable, and this is just not the respectable thing. You don't want to be known as the girl who's sleeping with multiple police officers, namely one, because a lot of those police officers are married and their wives will come for your neck. And, a lot of police officers who maybe slept with you are afraid that you're going to out their information. Nobody likes a chatty patty. So that might be something else. She did seem, in the interview, she seemed really scared. She had like her hoodie on, it was tight. All you could see was her lipstick and her cleavage, of course, because she still has to let people know she's attractive. So she's really messed up in the head. I kind of feel bad for her, especially since a police officer who was supposed to be there to serve and protect took advantage of her while she was 16 years old. And it wasn't just one, it was 3. So whatever happens to the police department in Oakland, California, I hope, I could care less. I couldn't care less. Whatever happens to them, they deserve, they welcome it, and I don't think it would be bad enough. It's one of those times where you really hope that God comes up and just swallows the whole police force whole because they've just done too much and there's no coming back from it. So that's basically that. You talk about Trump and you talk about that. Is there really anything else to talk about? I want to leave today in a good mood, so I want to find something positive to talk about. Let's talk about LeBron haters. Applaud you, LeBron haters. Oh, you hypocritical, sad, upset trolls you are. I must admit, I too once was a LeBron James hater. I hated the way he did his decision and left the people in Cleveland. I disliked the fact that he went to the boys club and announced it, and it was like, really, I'm taking my talents to Miami. I really... Well, I had left a bad taste in my mouth when he went there, and I was with everybody who was saying, "Oh, he can't win a championship on his own. He needed Dwayne Wade to win a championship." But something happened. There were a lot of athletes getting in trouble with the law, assault and battery on their wives, drugs, all these things, and I started noticing that LeBron, everything about him was humble, more quiet. He wasn't getting in trouble. He wasn't breaking any rules. He wasn't fighting. He was becoming a good example of what an NBA player should be. So I started appreciating LeBron. And then he kind of said, yeah, I messed up. I left the way I did. I'm going to go back to Cleveland, and I'm going to win Cleveland a championship. So from that point on, all is forgiven. All should be forgiven, and it's water under the bridge. Yes, he won his championships in Miami, but he came back to mend the relationship of what happened in Cleveland. I know a lot of those people who burned their jerseys when he left. They went out to buy LeBron jerseys when he came back because they forgave him. But still, there was this air of hatred towards LeBron. People wanted LeBron to lose a game. Whenever he did lose in the finals, even last year when they lost to Golden State, people cheered as if LeBron James was like more hated than Floyd Mayweather. And unlike Mayweather, LeBron never hit his wife or hit a female. LeBron never did all of these things, but yet everybody despised LeBron. And here comes Steph Curry, a Christian. He turns down Nike. He goes with Under Armour. He's the poster boy of the NBA. And I still am a big fan of Steph Curry. I still appreciate the fact that he's a Christian. He's not, but you know what? Even as a Christian, and he's not messing around with a whole bunch of women. He's not living any that lifestyle. He loves his family. LeBron does too. LeBron always, he's a family man. He's there's nothing he's really doing that's crazy out there, but yet people still hold venom. Ron the Don holds venom towards LeBron James, and I don't get it. I don't understand why people hate LeBron so much. So, a part of me wanted him to win yesterday. And sure enough, LeBron won. He won a championship for Cleveland. He mended that relationship. All is forgiven that when he went to Miami, and all of that hatred towards him should have been gone. But now we're talking about how, he was carried by Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving carried him. It's like, no matter what LeBron does, he can't win. People still hate LeBron, and I don't know why. Keith, can do you know why people hate LeBron? Still, now he did leave, and it was distasteful. He went to Florida, but he came back.
I think it doesn't have nothing to do with that. I think people just hate, and people just hate in general. It's just people wanting to be devil's advocate. You know, people. I'm in the gym today. You have people who like something other than LeBron or like something other than Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just want to say, you know, I don't like it because he's not my favorite or he's not my guy. Right. You know, and it's just, if he's not my favorite or he's not my guy, I'm gonna choose to, instead of respect it, I'm going to throw mud on it. You know, I'm going to hate on it, and you know, I just don't find that that's right. I just, you know, feel at the end of the day, you have to respect it. You know, and that old saying, hate it or love it, you gotta respect it. And I think that's what it ends up being after you see the body of work. So right now, you can hate him because he's the best thing smoking, you know? And for some people who don't want him to be the best thing smoking, it hurts. People don't want to hear about LeBron or Cleveland winning the championship, especially if you're a Golden State fan or you like you know what I mean? Or you like Stephen Curry.
Right.
Or you like another team. You know, and then
why do you think they want him to fail so bad? People want him to, like, I've never seen really anything like it. I know people hated the Lakers when it was Shaq and Kobe. People hated that's even more understandable than LeBron. Kobe was arrogant. Shaq was arrogant. Kobe was not a likable person. LeBron doesn't do any of that stuff. I wouldn't
even say Kobe wasn't a likable person.
Kobe was a disgusting person. Stop it.
His
teammates didn't even like him.
His teammates didn't like him.
Yeah, because Shaq fighting on the bus,
because they couldn't understand his will to win. That's the whole thing. You couldn't understand that brother's will to win.
A will to win shouldn't be a turnoff. Michael Jordan had a will to win, and he had teammates.
And it was a turnoff too.
Not to his teammates.
Yeah, it was.
No, which teammate hated him?
What do you mean?
Scottie Pippen was
not saying they hate him, but you gotta understand
they
respected him.
Kobe. Kobe's teammates hated him. What's his name that left and went to the Rockets? The doofus that I don't want to come to Boston either.
The doofus that I don't want to come to Boston. You talking about
Superman?
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Why is Dwight? What's wrong with Dwight?
He hates Kobe.
So he hates Kobe.
Shaq hates
But he
Kobe.
has every reason to hate Kobe because of Kobe's will to win. Exactly. Kobe's will to win didn't match up with what Dwight Howard felt that, you know, what do we need to win? We don't need you to be a a-hole to me. You know what I mean? When, let's just say, I'm having deficiencies in areas. We don't need you to speak or to say anything sarcastically. Like, you understand? This is something Mike had to learn to tone down. Or, you know, and what I realized with Mike is people just checked out and didn't deal with Mike at all. You know, because I remember when he first came back, him and Tony Kukoc had a rocky relationship. They had to learn to respect each other, not love each other. And look, over time, over a body of work, you know, over a couple championships, they ended up being, you know what I mean, a match. But you got to understand, when somebody's vision is bigger than yours, you know what I mean, their dream is to, you know what I mean.
His vision was bigger than Shaq's. Kobe's vision was bigger than Shaq's.
Was it bigger than Shaq? That was ego.
Right.
That was all Kobe's ego. That wasn't even Kobe's ego. That was Shaq not placating to knowing that management of the Lakers were going with Kobe instead of him.
Okay, and even when you talk about Jordan, right? Dennis Rodman went to the Bulls, and when Dennis Rodman went to the Bulls, everybody was like, "It's not going to work." And Dennis Rodman.
What we just said that, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
because they thought he was just the
a disruption, right?
Yeah.
Mike found a way to work with him and win. LeBron, he doesn't like you. You know how everybody was saying, "Oh, Kyrie took over the game." LeBron don't mind that. That's how great he is. Where he's selfless, not selfish. He's selfless, and people still hate him. Like, I don't know what else. I don't know what LeBron could do to like really win over people.
And in competition, it's hard. That's all I'm saying. In competition, when you're always gonna have somebody that don't like you because they like somebody else, you know, is hard to see. You know, and that's why me per se, I just respected it. Me and my wife had to talk about the game before it came on, and I said, you know what, baby, they both champions.
Okay.
You know, you're talking about the last standing in each division, pushing it to the last game possible.
Right.
Like, you know, it didn't matter to me who won. It did matter to the public, though. It did matter to the media. It mattered to Cleveland. It did matter after the fact.
Did you hear what Steph Curry said about his wife?
No, he said something about, what did he say about his wife?
Well, after, you know, she tweeted that the NBA is rigged and it caused a major uproar, one of his interviews, I think it was before the game, he said, I'm going to have to shut off the Wi-Fi.
Oh.
So he threw his wife under the bus. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, I feel that he was probably right because at the end of the day, his wife don't play. But, you know, I heard my man Stephen A. said his wife doesn't play.
Oh,
so how are you going to sit there and feed into the social media stuff? You know, you don't play. Play your position and just be Team Curry. Don't, you know, I think that's what social media has done. You understand what I'm saying?
Ride or die for Steph in good times and bad. And as soon as he felt a little heat, he threw her under the bus. I've lost a little bit of respect for Steph for that. Even just joking, I'm going to have to turn off the Wi-Fi. Like, listen,
he lost respect because he said, listen, I feel him. That's a distraction. You understand? He's playing.
You don't throw your wife under the bus.
He's making this much money working. Respect that man's profession. And you understand? But you get that, and that's the crazy thing. I'm thinking last night.
Vultures.
No, she's dealing with Curry last night. You get that?
Okay.
She has to deal with him at home. You understand that?
So he should have dealt with her at home, not make a comment like that to the internet trolls and all those people that are trying to go at her all the time to cause her to say something crazy like that.
Of course, listen, like I said, I think at the end of the day, you know, work is work. And social media has definitely made this NBA and being able to Twitter and post just all sports. You know, so easy. You know, from wives, from their kids, from their moms. You know, and it's like, come on now, like
LeBron didn't have problems with his mom, boy. Mom,
so
sit your behind
now. It's just that era where you know you don't need any added on pressure, and I felt that it was cute last year when you got your daughter up there. You know, and that actually alleviates the pressure. Because now we can talk about something that has nothing to do with ball. But now you want to talk about someone who doesn't play the game having something to say about someone who does play the game. You know, and that's just my pet peeve. It can't. It can't. It will never add up because at the end of the day, you're his wife.
Yep.
You know, you're and what are you trying to say now that you're this hot-headed wife that is going to go the limits for everything that my husband's involved in? You got to think about that though.
He still could have that conversation. They should have had him, but that's all we got time for today. It is the 5 o'clock shadow. Give a shout out to Ron the Don and Keith, and also Trooper Joe, who all stopped by the show today. We will see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Holla.
Deuces.
So you didn't have your show today?
Nope.
We'll be good for Friday.
Giselle canceled. The young girl canceled.
Yeah, but you are the show.
Yeah, I know.
Let me turn this off.